This is the list of acrylic paints that I used. The supplies list is also available on our website. You can download this pattern from the site and use it for inspiration, or you can actually trace the pattern. The first step was to paint the boxes on the exterior with primer and sealer. You can also use a thinned down white paint if you prefer that. I like the effect of the wood grain showing through. I started by painting on an outline, and that gave me an idea of the size that I was going to be needing. Then I started with a mix of blue, various shades of blue, and my white, and by picking up a little bit of each color and then making little semicircular brush strokes, I was able to create my flower. It goes pretty quickly at this point. Then I let it dry between steps. Then I used my lighter brown to put in some vines. And I used my small round brush for the vines and also the outline of the leaves. After I got the basic green in, then I went back and went over it with a bit of white paint. Mixing the greens as you go and adding in white will add shadows and highlights kind of naturally. I always pick up a few different colors on my brush. Or you can just put down one solid color and then come back with different colors. But the more that you layer it and bring in more colors, you start adding dimension. And I'm still using my small round brush. At this point, I'm just thinking loosely of my overall composition. Then I realized that I wanted it to look a bit more like a rose, and the center needed to be brought out a little bit more. I needed to add a little bit more depth to the interior of the flower. So as you paint, you can just see what it looks like as you go along, and you'll get ideas. Basically, it's just a series of semicircular strokes and then bringing in layers of various shades of blue and white or whatever colors you're using. And at this point, I came in with my vines, and I'm using the green gold there. The darker leaves were done with the hooker's green, and you can also add in a little bit of brown or even black. I listed black and white with my paints. I didn't actually end up using any black at all. At this point, I'm adding dark brown. And then I just kept adding leaves until I felt that it was full enough. I didn't start with a drawn pattern or anything. I just kind of had a feel of what I wanted. So if you're not quite happy with the design, it could be that you need to add more depth to what you already have down. And I tried that for a little bit, and then I realized that the overall design still needed something. And I decided to go back and add more leaves right around the flower itself. And that really finished it off nicely. It needed that fullness. I kept with the same theme for my second box, but I wanted it to look a little bit different.